Hello, I'm Brent Farris from the Rare Studios, and one of my most requested things to go over is Unity's GUI. So I wanted to go over that and show various things and do a series on kind of each element so that we can understand them more. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new C# script, and I'm going to call it GUI_button. I'm going to go over some aspects of the button. So I will just drag this script to anything in my scene. I can put it on the main camera or any of these objects. It doesn't really matter at this moment. So I'm just going to put it on this cube since I have a cube in there. And now I'm going to open that up and check out what's inside. So when we're drawing UIs, the main thing is that we have to have the function. I like to put private in front, so private void on GUI. This is where we do all of our rendering of all of our GUI elements, and so I'm going to start off with a simple button. So if you type in GUI, you'll see that there's a class for it, and you can hit the dot operator and see there's a bunch of stuff in here. We'll start off with our button. So what a button does is it's a button. If we click it, stuff happens. Stuff like that, and it's just as easy as that. So the first argument it takes is a rectangle. So let's put in a new rect, and this is a rectangle. It takes an x, a y, a width, and a height. So the x and y, let's put it at 15 and 15 on the screen, and the width, let's make it 100, and the height, let's make it let's say 50. And then we can put a comma, and in this second part we can put textures, we can put strings, and various other things. So let's first start off with a string. So the string I'm going to put in is, let's put I'm a button. And if we save this out, jump back over and press play, you'll see that I'm a button's up here. When we click it, nothing happens because we haven't written any code for clicking. So if we were to want something to happen when we click this, all we have to do is wrap it in an if statement. We can say if GUI button, and then in our code block we can do stuff. Let's just make the object it's attached to move up by a few units. So let's just go transform.position plus equals new vector 3 0 0.1f and 0. So now each time we press this button, this object is going to move up. So you can see that now it's moving up a little bit each time I click it. So that is a quick way that we're able to create a button and make things happen based on that button. So you can imagine you can have any kind of functionality in here or do anything that you want on the click of this button. Let's explore a couple other things. I'm just going to go into Photoshop real quick, or Paint, because Photoshop takes forever. So let's go into Paint, and let's resize this to something like 512. Oh, we got to do pixels. So 512. Take off the aspect ratio, 512. Okay. So we have a 512 by 512 picture here, and we're just going to draw something with our brush. Let's just draw a couple eyes, and let's make a mouth. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we'll save this out. I'm just going to do a save as, and let's put it inside of our project. My project is in my YouTube demos, Unity GUI, assets. I'm going to create a new folder called textures and drop it in there. I'm going to call it OMG. Okay. So now that we have saved that out, let's go in here, find our texture is right there. So what we're going to do, let's delete out this update and start function, and let's put in a public texture 2D. Let's call it button image is equal to null. What we're going to do is take this button image and put it in as the image for the button. So button image, and what we need to do is go to our cube where our script is attached, and we're going to go into our textures and drop the OMG texture into that slot. So now if I were to hit play, you'll see that the button has the little picture of the guy saying OMG in it. I of course can make this button scale to the size of the image by typing in button image width and button image height in for the width and height of the button itself. So now we have this giant thing that now we can't see anything on our screen unless we expand it a little bit. So that's how we can add a image or a string into a button, create a button, and make it do things. So we can do all kinds of function calls and anything we want in here. And you also notice that when I change this to be of a certain size, say 150 and 150 on the width and height, you'll notice that the button scales to fit that and it doesn't get cropped off. So that's a quick overview on buttons, how they work, and how you can do texture images or just strings, and how to make them do cool functionality. So until next time, I think I'll do labels next, so I'll see you there.